Smith and the Fresno Foxes have a tall task at home as they will play host to Steve Cook and OKC Energy FC, who have been in mighty fine form as of late, as two sides currently sitting inside the cutoff line for the Western Conference postseason will duke it out for a potential 3 points here in beautiful Fresno, California. Tyler Terrans along with former English pro in Sam Stockley. Glad to have you with us. And Sam, a very intriguing matchup on our hands here tonight at Chuck Chansey. And for this Fresno club, Aaron Basulevic is somebody they're going to be looking for going forward in the attacking third tonight.
Yeah, such a wonderful, crafty little player as Basulevic. He'll drop inside. I think he'll play maybe as a underneath the forward. We'll see how that develops. We're looking at maybe a potential new system. They're maybe looking at 3 at the back coming into this game, so they're obviously worried about wide areas from OKC Energy, but this lad here getting on the ball, his creativity and craft will be able to unlock stuff for Johnson coming in, Kaffa, Moses going forward.
And on the other side, another player who loves to get forward and is in good form, and the Jamaican who will be off with the national team soon, Omar Gordon, who had that terrific strike against the Tampa Bay Rowdies in Open Cup play.
You just see him here, look at him move, you know what I mean? He's a guy with confidence, he's so fast, he's so powerful. You just want him facing up 1v1 situations. He's direct, he causes problems, and he puts you on the back foot. And when you're coming away from home and you need a player that can stretch a game, Omar Gordon's a man that you want to get the ball to.
He is a beast, and he has been a proven goal scorer in this league for a number of years now, and he's going to be looking to help OKC Energy FC potentially get a massive 3 points. And we'll take a look at our road to victory presented by Travel Shop. Sam, what are we looking at?
Interesting time for business. You know, we were very fortunate. We had a conversation with Danny Cruz, the assistant manager of Fresno today, beg your pardon, a couple of days ago, and he was talking about how they were unhappy with a couple of performances. You know, they'll take some knocks on the road, but giving up late goals is what's really caused them a few problems. So they need to get back to business, working hard, their attributes that they need to win a game. But for me, when you've got OKC that can catch you on a counter-attack, you have to be careful. There's so much pace that we've spoken about going forward with OKC Energy that it'll be interesting to see how good they can be on a counter-attack away from home.
Well, for Fresno, it's 2 straight losses in all competitions. If you go back to the Sacramento game in the 3rd round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, they're looking to bounce back after that loss in league play to Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Meanwhile, OKC Energy FC trying to build off of their midweek result. It's all coming your way next. Almost set for a kickoff here at Chuck Chansey between Fresno and OKC Energy FC, both sitting on 20 points. Both are potentially going to be in the Western Conference postseason, and at the moment, that's right where they will be. And presented by Jalisco Jewelers, Tyler Terrans, along with former English pro Sam Stockley. Glad to have you with us. And we'll take a look at the home side lineup for Fresno FC, brought to you by El Mexicano. Sam Stockley, we're going to get a little bit of a 3-back feel from Fresno tonight.
I think when you've got those those fullbacks, those outside backs, Martin on the left-hand side, Ellis Hayden on the right-hand side, their ability to get up and down. We spoke about Basulovic dropping inside. Johnson can play narrow. And then you've got Lawal up top who can play. So it's going to be a great little system. We'll see how they develop against this OKC Energy side.
And meanwhile, on the other side for OKC Energy FC, a ton of talent moving forward. Look at the two Jamaicans in Gordon and Brown. Did make a mistake earlier. Gordon was actually left off of the Jamaica Gold Cup roster. We expected he was going to be with them, including Steve Cook. But he was left off, and potentially for another Western Conference member and Phoenix Rising FC's and Junior Flemings as he got a brace in his send-off before heading off with Jamaica. But Sam, I mean, this is a really interesting matchup. OKC Energy FC coming off of that 1-1 draw midweek against New Mexico United. Fresno Foxes facing a bit of adversity as of late. You think about their devastating 1-0 loss against Sacramento in the third round of the U.S. Open Cup. And then they probably had one of their worst performances of the season against Colorado Springs Switchbacks, just their second loss in league play. What can we expect out of tonight's match? I think you're going to expect a response. You know, from the conversations that we had with the management in the week, there were some words, and not often are those words deposited in a negative way, and they were certainly not negative in respects of the outcome of what they're trying to get. It wasn't acceptable. This is what we do. This is Fresno FC. This is our style. This is how we play. They've invested in a very decent squad. You look at the players that they have out there, the capabilities that they're doing, and for them to give those points away to management felt that it wasn't acceptable. So I expect a quick, fast start from Fresno. I think they'll come after them. Well, we're officially underway from Chuck Chansey. Alejandro Aguilera gets us underway. 3 points up for grabs between OKC Energy FC and Fresno Foxes in the USL Championships Western Conference on a spectacular night here in Northern California. Again, I'm Tyler Terran, sitting 2.5 feet to my right is former English pro in Sam Stockley. Glad to have you with us wherever you may be tuning in. And while Fresno have dropped their last two in both league play and the U.S. Open Cup, OKC Energy FC unbeaten in their last 4, and if you're going to include the 105th edition of the U.S. Open Cup, unbeaten in their last 5, as they will take on FC Dallas in the 4th round of the 105th edition.
Makes such a difference, Johnson, already. That ball, big ball over the top. First couple of minutes of the game, and there you got Johnson extending it, getting in there, hurrying, getting the ball. It's important, that. I'm excited to see the response, Tyler. I really am. You know, they weren't happy in the week, as you said in the opening. They weren't happy. They felt that Adam Smith feels he's put together a squad capable of winning this championship. There's no doubt in my mind when I speak to him. And what a great conversation we had. You know, full of openness, full of expectation, but also his system and how he believes his players should play. And then he comes out and pulls a little bit of a 3. We look like it's going to be a 3-4. What do you reckon? 3-4-3 we were talking about before the game. You'll have Basulovic coming inside with Johnson playing a little bit narrow.
And then on the flip side for Steve Cook and OKC Energy FC, they're obviously happy to go up against the New Mexico United side, who is currently sitting atop the Western Conference, although last time we checked, they were actually trailing against Sacramento Republic at home, as Cami Wassa was able to convert from the penalty spot. And it's the first time that New Mexico United, as this early ball sent in, is a menacing one. Omar Gordon will latch on to the end of it. We'll get to that in a moment. And Gordon will recycle. New Mexico United trailing at the half for the first time in franchise history, as they have not done that in their opening 13 weeks of existence. So a good opportunity for both of these teams, who are currently sitting on 20 points, to catapult themselves into more or less the 2nd or 3rd spot, depending on some results that take place elsewhere in the Western Conference and USL Championship. But that's the beauty about the West this year, Sam, is that nobody's really poking their head out as the cream of the crop or the beast of the West, if you will. And everything is so jumbled.
And that's what's so exciting about it, because anybody could beat anybody in that league. And you look at these two sides, these are two great sides, two great managers, in my humble opinion.
Here's Jamal Johnson on the first time. It was a great ball in from Basulovic, and Fresno looking dangerous in the opening 3 minutes.
Beautiful little ball from Basulovic there, just bends it round to that back post. Johnson, you see himself there. He knew he wanted that. Look, he wanted it. He knew it's dropping on his left foot. That's something that you then put on Instagram afterwards. You know what I mean? Dropping over his shoulder. But no, but you go back to OKC Energy, and I like them. I think they're physical. I think they're powerful. I think the way that he's brought these boys up and the way that he expects his teams to play, is a lot like Wilder, who's just got Sheffield United into the Premiership. Same sort of mentality, same sort of upbringing, same character and beliefs when you talk to Cook about his side and what he expects. And they're littered with players.
Ton of talent on this OKC Energy FC side that we mentioned will be headed to the 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup. They actually dealt the Tampa Bay Rowdies their first loss in all competitions. And here's a look at our injury report presented by Physio Motion for Fresno. Alex Cooper, Christian Cheney, Jackson, all unavailable. And then Taravell on the other side for Energy FC. Other than that, for Steve Cook, a clean bill of health. Speaking of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, they actually dropped their first league competition to North Carolina FC, a team that is near and dear to your heart, Mr. Sam Stockley.
I see it was 1-0 at half-time. How did it finish?
3-1.
Ooh. That's a big one.
It's a good ball in.
It's a lovely ball in.
Cochran able to get a piece of it, and the foul's going to go against OKC Energy FC.
Always difficult for a goalkeeper there. You know you're going to get hit. Fancy a little bit more whip on that ball, gives that centre forward a chance to come across, but Cochran, experienced goalkeeper, he knows what he's doing there, gets a decent punch, goes down in a hump, probably a little scream as well, perfect, gets a free kick.
CJ Cochran wants to get everybody up and out.
It's going to be interesting with the new build-out rule starting next year, right? How that now affects teams. You think about that ball there, the moment you can stand inside the area, the moment that ball's rolled, you can be pressed. So you think about all these teams, and you see it a lot, you know, the USL Championship's really, really good for build-up. You watch some of the teams, I like St. Louis, they build up well. But you see now, once that ball gets pressed, it's now going to change the game again, because you can send people high, so it's going to make goalkeepers so much more important with their feet. Now you've got to be so much better with your feet.
A few rule changes that are coming into play, along with the idea that you can no longer have a member of the opposition standing in the wall.
Yeah, no, not allowed to touch. It has to be with the yard.
Yep. OKC Energy FC dropping off a little bit, allowing this 3-back system for Fresno to have clear possession, anchored by Mickey Daly, Ramon Martin Del Campo, as well as Sam Strong. And Mike DeFont, who's playing in that outside back position, will take the easy way out. Jamal Johnson trying to find Qudus Lawal.
That's where Lawal's got to be a little bit sharper for us in there. Brilliant. Those little spaces are going to be really important, because you can see OKC Energy just shifting and moving. It compacts that space. So Lawal's touch and movement's going to have to be special tonight to be able to get on that ball.
You could see that Adam Smith was frustrated on this near side that the ball wasn't played a little bit quicker. He saw an opening.
Lovely.
Seth Moses goes over the top. Elijah Martin stutter steps, now lashes it across, and nobody was home for Fresno. Basulovic was asking for it right at the edge of the 6. But menacing play once again from the home side.
Delayed it and delayed it and delayed it, but what a lovely ball. The little flick on the outside of the foot that starts that whole sequence off into the channel. That there, he just missed the little flick, but it comes in here, and I think he does everything right. He delays it, he's waiting for it. He just can't get his foot on it. Lawal just makes a lovely little dart to that near post and just misses him. Great touch.
Here's Jamal Johnson from distance.
Yes!
Oh, yes! Jamal Johnson from about 30 yards out with a thunderbolt. And it's 1-0 to Fresno. What a response.
What a touch and what a finish. You can hear the siren going off. It's brilliant. Look at that. Bang. Right across his body. Goalkeeper's hit the back of the net before the goalkeeper even knows what's going on. What a finish. Do you get pressure on the ball there, Tyler? Can you? I don't know. The touch was brilliant. He took it into space and he hits the next one. Just great play from the player. Brilliant from Johnson there. What a hit. What a party.
4th goal this season for Jamal Johnson. That draws him level with Qudus Lawal. for the team lead. And what a goal it was.
Do you know what I liked as well? Did you see the clip onto the manager in his face? He wants it. He's not been happy this last couple of weeks. His team's been underperforming, and he was honest about that. He didn't, nothing negative, but he was honest. Expectations are. And they started well here, and what a finish that was.
And now it's woken up OKC Energy FC a little bit. Kyle Highland now. Callum Ross in support.
You see, look, Gordon coming all the way inside, trying to get on, beg your pardon, Brown just coming right inside, having to drop deep to get on the ball. There's no space. Can't get, Bassetti can't even get on the ball at the minute, and he's their crafty playmaker. It's so tight in there.
Fresno FC goal scored by number 11, Jamal Johnson. Assisted by number 2, Zach Ellis.
Johnson again, finding Vasilovic.
He's gonna, brilliant.
Ellis Hayden coming around the bend. Trying to stand one up, takes a deflection. Here's Johnson again. Blocked in front by Callum Ross. Vasilovic trying to bring it down, and Fresno just a bundle of energy at the start of this game.
When Vasilovic picked that ball up, it looked like he was going to hit it. He played him wide, I thought, and he just pushed him a little bit too wide. Ellis Hayden just wasn't there on the overlap at the right time, but again, such a great transition, so quick. All starts with Johnson again out on that left-hand side.
And how many times have we seen Jamal Johnson score those type of goals for Fresno? He had a number of SportsCenter top 10 goals in 2018 in Fresno's inaugural campaign. And we've been sort of waiting for one of those marquee moments for Jamal in the 2019 campaign, and finally able to get one. And Sam, as we talked about, it was all about the response from Adam Smith's side.
Yep.
I think his reaction to the goal said it all, and you couldn't ask for a better start.
100%, I totally agree, you know. He spoke about that, that's what he wanted. We spoke about it at the beginning of the game, and he got that, and they've stayed on it as well, and it's important now. You look normally, tempo normally drops down about 20, 25 minutes into the game maybe, but with a goal like that, if they could push this through to half-time, I just think that sets a precedent for the rest of their season for them, because they've asked for a response. Don't need to force it. They've done really well building it up.
Tiba Harris will send along.
That's not what Brown wants. He might put his thumb up in the air, but he knows he hasn't got a chance to get that ball with that in that diag. He needs it driven into him. He's a big, strong centre forward. You can hit him. You can hit his chest. Defenders can't come through him, you know. If I was playing centre back there, I'm looking at his chest because I know he's strong enough to protect the ball. You've got to clip that into him.
Sean Brown, who had the lone goal against New Mexico United, that 1-1 draw on Wednesday Night Soccer. Rafa Garcia back in, Ramon Martin Del Campo. And that's a really rough challenge from Deshaun Brown. Zach Ellis Hayden caught the brunt of it.
See Brown, he's getting disappointed already. I told you could just see from the ball in the channel, he's not getting much touch of the ball at the minute, and he's gone in there, and silly challenge from the centre forward. Does well as Ellis Hayden, loves to get forward. Such a now modern day trend for your outside back, and with him playing as a wing back in this 3-4-3 system, it's perfect for him.
Great entry pass into Vasilovic that broke more or less 2 lines of defense for OKC Energy FC. Here's Kudus Lawal, and it's on the wrong side of the post, but it's a great effort from the Nigerian.
Where we spoke about Vasilovic coming inside, so good when he comes inside and links up, plays that ball into Lawal and then drops it on underneath. But here, just head up, lovely little ball into your front player there. That's what I talk about there with Lawal, was talking about the other end. Look, holds off the centre back, makes it strong, gets the space. He knows exactly what he's doing there. Great forward play. You can see why he's so highly thought of.
That wasn't necessarily the case coming into this season. He was picked up late through an open trial. He played well in a friendly. They decided to keep him, and then due to the injuries to Chavez and now Cheney, of course, he's gotten a number of chances, and he just simply has not played a poor match to allow Adam Smith to give somebody else a chance, and he has kept the shirt.
There it is.
A second bite. Ellis Hayden was waiting for it to come across, but Kyle Highland first to step to it.
Good defending there from Highland. But again, that strength and power that he's got. Centre forward Lowell, really, really good play. I've been looking forward to watching him play.
Couldn't quite handle that entry pass.
And that'll be a part of his game that I think he'll have to work at. He'll need to work at, because if he can master that, he's going to be good.
We can hear Adam Smith saying to Alejandro Galera that they won the ball fair, and then Alexi Bassetti shoots over a look at Adam Smith, and ball go back to Fresno either way.
This will suit Fresno. Look, you can see OKC Energy, they're getting a little bit annoyed. They're getting upset with each other. They're getting disappointed. They're getting frustrated. Just got to calm it down, get their foot on the ball, and just start their own pattern now, start building through.
Rafa Garcia, it's a poor touch, and Fresno comes away with it. Vasilovic. Ellis Hayden running with him. And it looked like it took a deflection. It did off of Kyle Highland, and a corner kick coming up for Fresno. And OKC Energy FC at the moment, Sam, just simply can't get out of their own way. It's another poor turnover when they're in clear possession.
Just so you can see Vasilovic there, him and Johnson are just playing inside, very narrow, almost in a diamond off the wall. It's a point up top. And every time they win the ball, they've got 5-10 yards to get on the turn, and they're just turning and driving at the back line. And it's been very good.
Level whistle from Alejandro Aguilera before the Toyota corner kick is whipped in by Jamal Johnson. Another stoppage again, more or less as the ball was being played.
He'll be happy with that delivery as well. It was perfect. You see it just dropped right in on the 6-yard box.
Now Johnson whips it in again. It's another good ball, and it's coming out. Foul against Fresno, as there was all sorts of extracurricular activity going on.
Another
previous
decent
two
ball.
times. Yep.
Another decent ball in, wasn't it?
Jamal Johnson with the lone goal in this one, and it was a terrific strike. Guarantee that that'll be a USL Championship Goal of the Week nominee. However, I'm not sure if it's going to beat out in John's goal for Phoenix Rising FC last night.
Ooh, I don't know. I see Yarl today as well in my first game, and it's slipped my mind. He scored a banger today. What a strike that is.
Bassetti with a terrific strike. Cochran able to make the save. The offside flag goes up.
Loudoun United, Yao, he cuts inside in the game today, and he's hit 25 yards,
Really?
far post. You wait till you see that. That's a nice strike.
You like that better than the Adam John goal?
Oh, it's nice. I think it is. I know it's a decent. I know it's a decent diag, but this is a good hit. You wait till you see this hit. It makes the side net and ripple. But that was a lovely goal, Jean, when it the ball over the top, and he just connects.
Moses avoids the sliding challenge. Ellis Hayden now was looking for the early delivery, but Qudus Lawal wanted it on the floor.
That's the one thing with Ellis Hayden for me. His final ball at times can let him down. He's a good player. He gets in such good positions. And there, you see Lawal coming towards him, and he's trying to put that back post, and there's no one there. Just needs to just stay a little bit calmer on the ball at times in those areas. Bassetti there is giving the ball away too cheap.
Juan Pablo Caffa looking for Lawal. Oh, it was a picture-perfect ball from the Argentinian. And Qudus Lawal, you can bet we'll want that one back.
Starts with Bassetti giving a square ball away and just gets caught, and then everything here. Look at this from Caffa. What a ball that is. Lawal just takes, it's almost like he jumps too early, and by the time the ball's come back down, he's landed. Look, he jumped too early. Lawal, he's gonna, you can see, he knows. Perfect, served perfectly. What a ball from Caffa.
That's two chances now for Qudus Lawal, the header and of course the opportunity he had where he was posting up on the defender and was able to turn and make a hit.
Yeah, that's a good finish. That's unlucky. That one there, that level now, he needs to finish that ball. Just mistimed his jump.
Schedule, get all your match day information, and don't forget to purchase your Fresno FC gear. Get the latest news on all things Fresno FC.
Well, Lawal went on that run where he scored goals in 4 straight matches for the Foxes. He had 2 goals against Los Dos. He had the game winner in the Open Cup against El Farolito in the 2nd round. Game winner against Austin Bold late in the 84th, and then he had 1 in that 3-3 draw against Tacoma, but has not scored in the last 2 matches in the U.S. Open Cup match against Sacramento, and then of course their loss to Colorado Springs.
He'll get another chance. You can see already in this game, just his movement, he'll get another chance. He'll get another chance. Head coach Smith losing his head a little bit there, feeling like it's not going his way. It's all a little bit grumpy in the OKC's camp there. And yet Martin Smith, Fresno's side, still getting on to that referee, still trying to get his way for his home side.
For Callum Ross.
Just got to stay patient, OKC here. This is fine. They're moving them, moving Fresno. They keep trying to look like for that forward ball, but they just got to keep it moving.
Tiba Harris in for Rafa Garcia, but his first touch is a more than heavy one. Sulovic trying to send Juan Pablo Caffa into space. But Ibiaga is there, and he's able to shield it out.
Good defending there from the centre-back. Just gets his body in the way, but you can see straight away the moment they lose that ball, Fresno are looking to spring. If he's coming out for corners, I'm probably getting out of the way.
Yeah?
I think so.
You could take him.
No. Not with those size of those hands.
It's kept in play by OKC Energy FC. Nice little touch around the defender. Deshaun Brown still with it. And it's broken up by Sam Strong.
Fans, take advantage of our weekday 4 for $40 ticket deal. That's right, 4 tickets for $40 on all Wednesday and Friday matches. Stop by the courtesy booth behind section 121 tonight or call 320-2525
to go over and take the corner for OKC
more
Energy FC. Bassetti has been playing some magnificent football as of late. Really crafty Frenchman who had that terrific curling effort against the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the Open Cup. Garcia back in. Won by OKC Energy FC, loose in front.
Touch let him down.
Ellis Hayden couldn't quite get rid of it, and Gordon's fouled from behind by Ellis Hayden. There's a look at just what this first half has looked like thus far in the 23rd minute from a shot standpoint.
Just died off this last couple of seconds, isn't it? But Fresno's been very, very forward in their first 20 minutes. He's played a big part of it. Basulovic there coming inside, getting on the ball. Just got to keep that tempo up. Anything in front of the goalkeeper, anything whipped in front of the goalkeeper. Look at that lovely little space there. You could even run it in hard along the floor.
It is Bassetti, not his best work.
He's hit a few a little short. He's hit a few even the corner.
The wall are on for Kaffa. Jamal Johnson and Masulovic looking to fill the lanes. Johnson lets it run through. It might work out for Ellis Hayden.
Ooh.
And that's a really nasty challenge, but a clean one by Christian Ibeagha.
Ellis Hayden done well to get up from that, because just as he goes in with Ibeagha, he gets a little nudge from behind. And it's the nudge that takes him into Ibeagha, and it looks like he's come off a little bit worse. Centre back there for OKC.
Tell you what, Seth Moses is slowly but surely starting to become one of the more steady presences in the middle of the field in the Western Conference.
Plays it so well, doesn't he? He knows his job, knows his responsibility.
One-two touch off his foot.
Yep, really good at breaking up. And you know what I like about Moses is that sometimes he gets caught out of position and he knows when to take a foul, and he'll take the foul.
Kaffa ambitiously able to find Elijah Martin. Back for the maestro. Jamal Johnson now. His delivery is blocked. Have a second opportunity though.
Can't give Kaffa that much time to deliver the ball. Eventually he's going to pick somebody out. He's got too good a left foot.
Ellis Hayden for Masulovic, trying to turn and hit it. And Sam, I completely agree with you. It just seems like as Fresno are creeping in, OKC Energy FC are refusing to step to the ball, and that's okay for basically everyone else on the field. But Kaffa, he has to be at the top of the scouting report.
You've got to step into him, exactly like you said. His left foot, he can bend it, he can put it in places, he can deliver a decent ball, and you give him time, he's going to start picking you off. There's got to get pressure on him when he gets on the ball 20, 30 yards out.
Kaffa's no secret in this league. He performed beautifully with Tulsa Roughnecks in 2017, part of that postseason run with David Vaudreuil, as they fell oh so short to San Antonio FC in the first round of the playoffs, then of course comes over to Fresno last year, and he's done all sorts of magic with the Foxes, from dead ball situations and the run of play.
You know, we've been doing this a long time, and I've been watching Kaffa now almost 3-4 years, watched him develop, and he is a player that you can't allow to have time on the ball, as we mentioned. Oh, it's nice.
Cutest on the wall, putting on all sorts of moves. Good pursuit from Kyle Highland.
When you have someone like Ellis Hayden capable of playing this system, he is built for this system. You can see there the pressure that he's putting. That's your wing back putting pressure right up on the left back in that attacking third. It's excellent from him.
It's a foul away from the ball, or at least that's what Adam Smith thinks.
Just got pushed. It looked like he got pushed off the ball. He looks sharp, doesn't he, Johnson?
Oozing with confidence after that world-class strike.
It's almost like this three at the back's giving them a little bit more security to have that freedom to try and get forward, doesn't it? Just in this early 28 minutes.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, the amount of pace that you have with Ellis Hayden and Elijah Martin out on the wings.
And how you want to play with them so far forward, you're always going to give that area up if you play with two. See these two teams, you can see them getting after it. You know, both sides have experienced players, good players that have been around the block, you know, and you can see it in the way that they're trying to play. They're trying all the tricks, slow the game down, speed the game up, talking to the referee, talking to each other.
Great work from Zach Ellis Hayden, gets around Kyle Highland, but Highland did well to recover, however concedes a corner in the process. Hayden, who spent some parts of 2018 dealing with some injuries, and that was the case for a lot of the members of the Fresno Foxes roster. But when he's healthy, he just adds a different dimension to this Fresno side. Kaffa whips one in, and easy enough for Cody Lorendi.
Love that little side rider there from Lorendi. Look, he's put him in. He was nearly clean in, just from one strike. Game's got stretched. This is where OKC Energy have got to be careful. Fresno can move this ball really well in the attacking third. If the game gets stretched, it's going to suit Fresno even more. Already causing problems with Johnson playing inside and Vasiljevic playing inside and almost like a diamond.
Kaffa dinks one in for Vasiljevic. It's another inch-perfect ball. Vasiljevic 1v1 with Highland. Licks it across.
Oh, he's trying.
And Lawal was trying that cute little flick.
He's just such a handful in there, isn't he? He's not coming at the minute, but you just see, I love this from Vasiljevic. Look, picks the ball up, gets him back into his 18-yard box. Nothing the defender can do that. Difficult ball for him, look, just gets drilled in. There's nothing wrong with that from Vasiljevic, so for me, he has to put that ball in there at that speed. You're looking for a little defection, any kind of touch in that situation. And the ball just couldn't get his body in or out of the way.
Kaffa on the corner, at the near post, won by Callum Ross. Shashavarovic.
Just even in that break there, you see how many Fresno players were back in the line. They had back five already in.
The foul will go against the German, Shashavarovic.
To celebrate Pride Month, we
played a half hour here at Chuck Chansey Park in beautiful Northern California. Tyler Terrence along with Sam Stockley. Jamal Johnson with the lone goal in this one, and it came in the 8th minute, and it came in spectacular fashion. Unbelievable strike from Jamal Johnson, the New Jersey native who actually moved to England at the age of 5. Gets his first real highlight reel goal of the 2019 campaign. Lawal has it poked away, back in for Johnson. Lawal, was he fouled at the edge of the area? The answer is no. And there's going to be a yellow card, and it's issued to Atiba Harris. However, the foul is going the other way.
Lawal just gets his feet turning, doesn't he, in there? Tries to get quick on his feet and just going into bodies. And Harris stands there and he comes into him. But then afterwards, it looks like Harris has a little step towards him, and I think that's where he's been caused, is getting booked on. Here, the turn in here, great tackle there to start with Harris. Then as it comes in, quick feet from Johnson, and he tries to flick it back round, and just as he goes in there, that's where he stepped on him. Accidental. It's going to hurt there, though.
So now Harris, who is part of that center back pairing with Christian Ibiaga, is going to have to be a bit more careful heading into future challenges, as he has shown mustard just north of the half-hour mark.
And when you're playing up against Lowell, that's what he wants. He wants to get physical, and he wants to draw you into fouls and make it a bit of a fight. So he's going to be extra special now. Careful.
Referee says play on yet again. Kaffa. Still Kaffa.
He's getting so much time, as we mentioned. It's just opening up for him to be able to hit it.
We got a couple of players down now. Omar Gordon stays down, Deshaun Brown. And Brown's having a conversation with our fourth official at the bottom of your screen, who's lingering over towards the OKC Energy FC technical area. Gordon stays down on the far side. And this is an OKC Energy FC side that, Sam, with the success in the Open Cup and some midweek games, whether it be Wednesday night soccer, they have their game against FC Dallas coming up. This midweek, I mean, it's been a lot of games in a short amount of time. And speaking with Steve Cook, he said, listen, it's no secret the amount of games that we've played, and we've had to have some rotation, and we've had some injuries as well. So they have been a bit thin.
It's interesting when it gets like this for referees, because the game, this suits Fresno. Fresno want this. They're being physical, they're getting involved, they're upsetting OKC Energy, they're slowing the game down, they're giving fouls, they're frustrating them. So it's tough for the referee, you know, in these situations, because he's getting called left, right, and centre, and he's getting pulled by both managers. They're both getting a little bit frustrated with the game. He's just got to stay consistent. That's all you want in this situation, is just consistency.
Yellow card issued to OKC Energy number 5, Christian Ibiaga. $51.50 energy drink, the official energy drink of Fresno
So
Football
it's actually
Club.
Ibiaga who's shown the yellow card.
Get your energy drink
and it's brought to you by 51.50.
Can you feel the energy?
Not sure what that was for. Ibiaga wasn't involved, was he? It was Harris that was involved in the first tackle, which was a good tackle, and then the second tackle was where they got a little bit caught up with each other.
It's interesting because Opta, which is our stat site, is saying that it was issued to Atiba Harris.
It was definitely Harris for the step, from what I see from that 100%. Whole situation. Not even for the tackle.
So we'll see if they change that on the official scoring, but of course, public address announcer and everybody on site is clearly hearing one thing from the refereeing crew. However, we have had situations where it was a bit confusing even after the fact, as somehow Lowell gets the pass away. Here's Basulevic, who's going to take it himself, and a terrific save from Cody Lorendi.
There's nothing else for him to do there. Basulevic, exactly the right thing. You could see he got his head up, he wanted to pass it, and then when no one was there, he steadied himself and hit it, but straight at the goalkeeper's perfect height, that.
Incredibly clean from Kaffa again.
Just see his weight, and he's got his head up, and he gives him the time to be able to set himself. Catches the ball perfect, lovely strike, just perfect for the goalkeeper. It's just a good height. But Fresno have really stretched the game. You can see here, look at the build-up, the 3 centre-backs dropping in deep. The forward's not even in picture. And OKC now are getting stretched, and that's what allowing them to get out every time. He's going to get booked for that.
He most certainly will. Shashavarovic yanking on the jersey of Zach Ellis-Hayden, and he's shown mustard. So 2 yellow cards in a matter of about 5 or 6 minutes for OKC Energy FC.
Frustrating there for Shashavarovic. Just gets turned. Hayden Ellis-Hayden body in, and there you can see him giving a pull back.
Good ball in. Won by Harris, and Cody Lorendi elevates above the rest to be able to pick it out of the air.
You know, you think of the playmaker that you want OKC Energy, you want Bassetti on the ball, and he's hardly touched it. He's having to drop so deep, and now he's just become ineffective, trying to pin them up top, trying to get an extra body. Here he is on the ball now, Bassetti, and it's just been frustrating for him this first 40 minutes. And he's the man you need on the ball for OKC if you're going to really get hold of the game. See him screaming for it. Bassetti is just not getting the ball. He's got to get to his feet quicker.
A little more than 5 minutes remaining until halftime. OKC Energy FC continue to have this possession, Sam, but we've yet to see them really break down Fresno, although we've yet to see many teams really break down Fresno from clear possession at any given time.
Well, you know, they're controlling the ball here, going side to side, forcing in mistakes. That's going to suit Fresno. Fresno is so comfortable at the moment. I know it looks like they got OKC have got a lot of the ball, but they're playing it 10, 20 yards inside their own half. If you're then set up as Fresno, you don't care about that. All you're having to do is shift 5 yards, 5 yards. They're swinging it side to side. As you said, they've got to start penetrating. They've got to start getting it into Bassetti's feet here. Look, he's having to come so deep. You mentioned it. And for me, the only way you can counteract that is you've got to get one of your centre-backs. One of your centre-backs have to step in, not one of your midfielders dropping in. Because your centre-back can then make the extra player driving into midfield and cause the numbers up. But I don't know if either of the centre-backs are that comfortable driving into midfield with the ball at the moment.
Johnson somehow stays on his feet.
You can see, look how stretched the game is there. And that's not what OKC Energy want. They can't get stretched out by Fresno, because Fresno will start picking them apart.
Nice little hip swivel there from Martin. Johnson again, similar spot. Comes off the heel of Basulovic, unbeknownst to him. Ellis Hayden looking to run right at Highland and takes a deflection off Highland.
Basulovic is the one that kills it for me there. He runs in behind and he just clips off his heel. He takes it. He's got to understand that Ellis Hayden is outside of him. He's the one you're trying to spring. He's the extra player. Basulovic just gets a little bit eager and goes into that space a bit too early. See here, great play. Comes inside Martin. Johnson brings it across, and Basulovic there just gets in the way, takes the defender in there. Then it comes to Ellis Hayden, and it's good defending in the end by Highland. You know, I spoke about him a lot. He's been on the ball for me, Ellis Hayden. But the one thing I'm going to say, Tyler, about him that I think, and I've watched him a lot this season, he's got to work his final product. I think if Ellis Hayden can work on his final product, I think he's looking at other opportunities to be able to play higher, because he's got the athleticism, he can box to box, he's got the physique, but I just sometimes think his end product lets him down at times.
Is it delivery?
Yeah, I think
hitting the ball.
Yeah,
is it the whole thing?
choices and delivery for me, consistency. He gets to the byline, he's quick enough, but then where's his variety? Is he standing the ball up? Is he cutting it back to the edge of the box? Does he drive it in along the 6-yard box? More often than not, he's going low, 6 yard, and it hits the first defender. And that's why I think if he stays out in training, and maybe he does, you know, I can't say, but I've seen him over a period of time, and I'd like to see that different armory as he gets to the byline, because there's so many little creative flicks and stuff you can get there to now. And he gets there a lot. That's a plus. It's just that delivery now.
Elijah Martin. Poor ball from Jamal Johnson, and it literally sparks the counterattack the other way. Omar Gordon, the Jamaican, leading the charge. And a good challenge from Sam Strong. Dare I say it was a strong one.
Oh, there you did. You said it. No problem. Good movement from Brown, number 9, though. In that movement, OKC stepped in, recognized that Gordon was driving and pulled off on the angle, but Gordon just overran it and ended up getting a decent tackle in there, like you said, from Strong.
I know you don't mind it if I throw in a pun every now and then.
Never.
Just the poor folks at home who are subjected to it.
They don't mind.
You sure?
Again, look at Kaffer. Look at this time he's got. You can't give a player of his quality. All right, it might not hurt you now, but what he's able to do is he's able to move you all the way around the field.
Seconds fall for Basulovic as he was just trying to flick it over the top of Callum Ross.
Oh, look at that. The head coach flicks it up. I think if you're OKC, you're trying to get to half-time here. Nothing stupid. Don't go diving in, trying to win a ball. You just want to sit in and get there and let the gaffer come in. Head coach come in and tell us what we need to do, because at the minute they're just too stretched. They're getting picked apart in the build-up.
Another instance, Elijah Martin puts on the brakes.
There will be
Bend
2
it.
minutes
Oh,
of
Couple of
stoppage
swivels,
time.
great feet work, and then it's a skied effort.
That's lovely when that's your left back, your wing back doing that in the box. Great feet, he knows. When he cut inside, I thought he was going to bend it, then he chops it back the outside, and then just leaning back. Great feet, great turn, love that ability. Beautiful, look at that, just got to go hard and low. Does everything right, apart from that final execution. They look like they've run out of ideas for me, OKC, at the minute. They don't know quite how to handle Fresno's build-up, and they don't quite know how to handle Fresno's counter-attacking ability at the minute. And it's stretching them, it's getting them stretched and separated, and it's causing them some problems.
The wall has it poked away as we're in the second of 2 minutes of stoppage time. Vassetti gets the better of Seth Moses. Long-range effort, takes a deflection, and Cochran keeps it in play. I think all things considered, if you're Steve Cook, come away only down 1-0 at halftime is very manageable.
Very manageable. Not a problem at all.
Actually fall really nicely for Basulovic. Maybe one last opportunity for Fresno. And the foul goes against Basulovic.
He's not happy at all, Adam Smith, about the decisions going his way.
And that's going to do it for the first half here at Chuck Chansey. Jamal Johnson's goal in the 8th minute is the difference maker at the moment. OKC Energy FC have not looked themselves. It's been a long week, including that 1-1 draw on Wednesday Night Soccer against New Mexico United, and it certainly showed in the first 45 minutes as Steve Cook and the visitors will have a lot to talk about in the dressing room here in Northern California. Jamal Johnson with an absolute banger is the difference between these two sides, who both currently sit on 20 points in the Western Conference standings. We'll be back in a few moments. Don't go anywhere.
Como hace más de 30 años, nos reunimos en su mesa para compartir, para extender las tradiciones y los momentos que dejan huella. La marca El Mexicano ofrece su mejor calidad y frescura para juntar a la familia y mantener el sabor y la alegría de vivir día tras día.
Today, community medical centers is far more than someone you turn to only for the big things, but the Valley's largest network of physicians and other care providers for your day-to-day health care for every stage of life. There's no better choice, and the way we see it, that's no little thing. The past, you learn from it. The future, you plan for it. But above all, the choices you make today Those are the big ones. Community medical centers. Today.
This is a story about doers and doing good. Laura's a doer in science, technology, engineering, and math.
Just say STEM.
She's mentoring a new generation of doers to use STEM. Michaela's research may make the impossible possible. And Sydney, she's exploring how music may lead to a cure for Alzheimer's. Sophia's a few years away, but she's a big dreamer. Girls do remarkable things with STEM. With the support of parents, teachers, businesses, this generation may change the world. Doers, inspiring future doers to use STEM for the good of us all.
I think I'm gonna name mine Princess Narwhal. Zoltan 37. I'm gonna name it Jeff. No, it's name your payment.
Now you decide your payment on a new Mercedes Benz.
It's called Name Your Payment, and it's so easy.
Just go to nbofresno.com. You choose your own asking price and terms.
Understand now?
Now I got it. But can I still name it Zoltan 37?
Sure.
Name your payment and face what's appropriate.
It's time to face the facts. Vaping is smoking, and it's not okay.
Halftime here in Fresno, California, as the Foxes clinging on to a 1-0 lead over OKC Energy FC, and quite honestly, it probably could have been more, as Steve Cook's side certainly did not look themselves and looked a bit dysfunctional in the first 45 minutes, but I'm sure a lot of changes on the tactical side and perhaps the personnel side will be made. And right now we will take a look at what some Fresno fans have experienced from their point of view here at Chuck Chansey. Great stuff, and excitement seems to be the word and the buzzword around Chuck Chansey Park when they come out and see their Fresno Foxes, and it certainly was an exciting strike from Jamal Johnson. And there's been some other excitement around the Fresno camp as of late, and we will take a look at what's been going on around our beautiful USL Championship. We'll step aside once more.
Brown to find Lacroix. Now it's Musa. Oh, what a hit! Ryan Brown. Brown.
Oh, that is electric from Phoenix on the break.
Shot. Post wide.
Defensive juggernaut for both of these squads. Here we go again. Steinberger on the turn. It's going to fall through. Allen! Just like that, it's 3-3. Alex Bassetti making a darting run. It finds its way all the way to Bassetti. Lays it off. Still an opportunity. Brown! Taylor again. The menacing attack. Taylor lets it go. And there's the opener for North Carolina FC.
Frankie comes inside on Watson. Acres of space here for the left wing back. Forbes now pinching in space to shoot. He drives it and beats far. Tosh versus Van Okel. Will this seal a spot? The fourth round. Number 4 delivers. 90th minute, Louisville leads at home again.
Into the 6-yard area, and it's Cicerone who wins in the air and restores St. Louis FC's 2-goal advantage.
So here comes Wynn. Is this onside? It is. A chance for Nashville to equalize, and they do! Carlton Belmar. Charleston into this round with 2 goals. And now, he sends them into the 4th round. Charleston with the upset.
Gonna tie his shoe while action goes on around him. Oh, good chance here for Lima.
Up against the top scorer. Frater puts it in. New Mexico United in front. That's kept in play. Skundred's the initial effort. Another cross. Headed in! Winner Bonoma! And the death!
Great stuff from the U.S. Open Cup, USL Championship, and so much more. Fresno again with a 1-0 lead over OKC Energy FC here at Chuck Chansey Park as the fans are enjoying a beverage, a snack, a chicken finger. A chicken drumstick. It's all a circle. It all comes together. Tyler Terrans along with former English pro and Sam Stockley. Glad to have you with us. We'll take a look at some news and notes from the USL Championship. Tampa Bay Rowdies. It's just no longer true.
No longer true.
But that's okay.
3-1.
3-1 loss to Dave Sarachan's North Carolina FC as they suffer their first loss in league play. Loudoun United get their first win under new head coach in Ryan Martin as Richie Williams departs to join up with Bruce Arena in the New England Revolution. And, of course, Gold Cup right around the corner, which will take place a week from today. And we'll get a look at the U.S. men's national team as they look to double up on the Gold Cup following their performance in 2017. A look at the team of the week in the USL Championship. Chris Tierpak was part of that unbelievable comeback for Austin Bold FC as they were able to score 3 goals in the second half. And Brian Brown of Reno 1868, more Sam rounding out the top there. Niall McCabe had that sensational free kick against the Charleston Battery. Sam Warner continues to be a problem for all folks in the Western Conference. And, of course, it's Jome along the back line for Colorado Springs Switchbacks for his performance against actually the Fresno Foxes. And Mr. McCarthy of the Tampa Bay Rowdies not performing too bad whatsoever. And Sam Stockley, I'm going to ask you this question. Who's got your vote for player of the month in May?
From what I've seen so far, I'm going to go Lawal. And I've just seen his goals. He's played 5 games, 4 goals, assists, key passes. I think he's the difference up top today. I know that he's had a couple of chances. I know that he's not finished them, but difficult for handle. He's got that presence about him, and I think he'll score in the second half. I really do.
Fair enough. Tons of big names up there, including 2 excellent keepers in McCarthy and Evan Newton. Of course, Adam John, Jerome Kiesvetter. And we will step aside once more. But when we come back, stats and highlights from the first half. And, of course, the conclusion of this one between Fresno and Oklahoma City Energy FC. All right, almost ready for the second half here at Chuck Chansey. Fresno FC have a 1-0 lead thanks to Jamal Johnson's strike in the 8th minute. We'll take a look at how it all went down in the first 45 minutes, Mr. Sam Stockley. And in the opening moments, it was all Fresno. 8th minute.
Boom. That's all I have to say there, Tyler. The touch, he pulls out into space, knows exactly what he's doing. He takes the ball away from the whole pressure, lets it run across his body. Next hit, far post, excellent. There you see Belusevic coming inside. Lawal just getting his turn, using his strength, does everything right there for me. Great little give and go. The run creates a space. He's just got his hand off there, pulls away and opens up. And we spoke about Kafa. You can't give this guy too much time. He'll do this. And that should have been a finish. Lawal again there, look, he's crazy with himself. Jumps too early. Look at this delivery here. It's perfect. And Lawal's gone up too early and landed before he's headed the ball.
Can't say that I've seen that this year so far in 2019, but certainly an interesting one. And Sam, you mentioned it. I mean, Cutis is going to continue to get his chances.
There's no doubt. Look, this is difficult for him. The ball's come in. It's been pinged at him. He's got his touch. The second one, he's trying to flick it through his legs. Even here, look, fighting all the way. Just gets another toe. Right decision there. Just poor execution for me there from Belusevic. Just got to go a little bit lower. Give yourself a chance. Go low. He's gone high. Perfect height for the goalkeeper.
Lorendi ends up making a good save, and well, the goal that he conceded against Jamal Johnson, not much that he could do about it as we take a look at the numbers from the first 45 minutes. Sam, anything stick out to you?
Just look at the shots. You can see that there from Fresno. Yeah, you can worry about possession. OKC, energy away from home. They're not going to worry too much about possession because where is that possession? If it's in their defending half and they're just building up, who cares? But shots show you what's happening. And to me, when you've got 12 shots on target, that's a lot of possession in the attacking half.
And look at that statistic brought to you by producer extraordinaire Wes Zintek. 31 and 10.
That's not a good stat to have coming into the second half if you
well,
want
as
behind.
Steve Cook would say, that's the type of record that's meant to be broken.
Exactly, and that's how you got to look at it, and I think they are looking at it like that. 26 Moses there, he's been excellent. We spoke about him in the first half. Unsung hero for me. Strong, powerful, breaks the game up, but's a good soccer player.
And how about this three-back system for Adam Smith? Not too shabby.
I like it, and it's working from the reason why it's working. When you've got Martin bombing them forward down that left-hand side, and the way that Ellis Hayden gets forward, they're almost crossing for each other. And what was happening before is they were getting caught in a counter-attack, and you had Del Campo and Daly trying to deal with 3 or 4 coming at you. Now you got a back 3. They just shift across the line. They're all experienced lads, and it gives you that extra body back there, and I think it's worked very well in this first 45 minutes.
And Fresno, clearly one of the best defensive teams, not only in the Western Conference, but in all the USL Championship, as they continue to prove to be mighty stingy to break down. And that was one of the biggest things that Steve Cook was getting across to us in our conversation with him earlier in the week, is that he gets how difficult they are. They're compact. They always have a mission defensively, and they're always organized under Adam Smith. And especially this year compared to last, they seem to have much more of an identity. And that identity in the opening 13, 14 weeks of the season up until these last 2 matches for Fresno has just been simply winning and very few losses, not giving up a lot of goals. And we'll see if that holds true in the second half as Alejandro Aguilera gets us underway from Chuck Chansey for the second 45 minutes. Tyler Terrence along with Sam Stockley. As it stands, Fresno will move to 23 points in the Western Conference standings. And that means they would jump into 3rd place.
I think, you know, my takeaway from everything you've said there, and the most important thing is, and we sometimes forget this, and I heard Martin Tyler say this once on air, the most important thing is winning at this level, right? It's winning. You can't deny that. That's what it's about. It's about winning. And these teams now, like you said, Fresno has now found this defensive identity where they work, they get after it, they shift and they're compact. And now, when you have that ability and you don't give up goals and you're not conceding silly goals, silly mistakes, you have a chance then. With the front 4, 5 that they have moving forward, with Kafa pulling strings underneath, they have a real good chance. And I think that's exactly why Adam Smith in his conversations was being pretty disappointed, to be honest with you, in the last couple of games, because they're giving up silly mistakes that's uncharacteristic of them when they work hard.
And we do have an update on that yellow card that was going back and forth between Atiba Harris and Christian Ibiaga. It was given to Atiba Harris, so we do apologize for that. There was a lot of confusion, but Atiba Harris and Amir Shashevarovich both on yellow cards for OKC Energy FC. Mickey Daly out of the back, finding Elijah Martin, who had a terrific first half. Johnson. Early delivery, hoping for Qudus Lawal. Here's Basulovic on the first time.
If anyone can, he can. The moment that popped up, you see his eyes light up, just dropped over the top. He would have fancied himself there.
Website at FresnoFC.com. Download the Zorro schedule, get all the match day information, and don't forget to purchase your Fresno FC gear. Get the latest news on all things
Cody Lorendi beard just
Fresno
never
FC
disappoints.
at
It's just prime, isn't it?
FresnoFC.com.
It suits his boots, his cleats.
Goes together with his whole kit. And just his presence too,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Can you grow a beard like that?
No, no,
Even
not like
if you grew it
that.
out for a year, it wouldn't look anything
I've
like
tried, yeah, I've tried. Not like that. I would love to be able to, but his is sculpted onto his face. It's beautiful.
That's the perfect word. You let him know that.
Yeah. Good goalkeeping. It's what you want. I think it's important Fresno carry on what they did in the first half. They want a good performance. They're not going to sit behind this 1-0. There's demands in that changing room that we spoke about. It's important that they start this second half as fast as they started the first half, because they was excellent in the first half.
Elijah Martin trying to stand one up, headed back in by Kaffa.
Trying to claim a handball there.
Okay, Zorros fans, here we go. It's another corner kick sponsored by Central Valley Toyota Dealers. It's a scoring
Toyota corner
opportunity.
kick taken
Let's
by the
make some
captain, Juan
noise
Pablo
for
Kaffa.
Fresno.
His delivery
Let's
hasn't been
go.
spot on. This one towards the back post, hoping for Ramon Martin Del Campo, won by Atiba Harris. Great switch over to the far side for Deshaun Brown as he's trying to get around Zach Ellis-Hayden. That's a tall task as Ellis-Hayden runs with him step for step.
You got to move Hayden. You get in the foot race with Hayden. He's just got that ability, isn't he? He's got that wiry, long stride. If that ball gets switched, if they can combine underneath him, then they'll get a chance of getting behind him.
For more information.
Johnson. No look for Martin. Back for Jamal Johnson.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
How good is that?
Oh.
Jamal Johnson forcing an incredible save at a Cody Lorendi. That is top drawer football from start to finish.
Great save there from Lorendi, as you said. Brilliant save, but the feet as he cut in, we were right behind it with this camera, and oh, it's great. Look, cuts it back out of his feet and hits it
Another corner
perfect.
kick sponsored by Central Valley Toyota Dealers.
Just lets it come across his body there and flicks it back inside.
Let's
Gets
make
that
some
shot off so
noise
quick.
for
Wonderful
Fresno.
save from the goalkeeper.
Let's go.
Kaffa on the corner. Hoping for Del Campo again. Plenty of contact, but no call from our head referee.
Two big lads there wrestling it out on the back post.
Johnson after the turnover. He's going to let it fly again.
That's not the right choice there for Johnson. Get a little bit carried away. Again, the turnover, as that ball went over, you see where the back line were for OKC, four of them. Like, there's a detachedness at the minute. There's too many transitions, and it's killing OKC. They can't get out. The back four got caught. That's what gives the chance there. To be fair to Johnson, the time, no one stepping to him. He's got an opportunity to set it up. Just doesn't catch it quite right. Brilliant. Great feet there from Moses.
Hit off for Johnson again. Qudus Lawal trying to post up. It finds his foot. Lawal going for goal, takes a deflection, and a corner kick coming up for Fresno.
So one thing he's got to learn, Lawal, is just a little bit erratic at times. Once he gets that into his game, his movement's good, his strength's good, but better options when he turned there.
The Zorros have another corner kick sponsored by Central Valley Toyota Dealers.
It's another set piece opportunity for Fresno.
Let's make some noise.
They continue to look for
Zorros
Del Campo
fans,
at that back
let's
post.
go.
A little bit different this time. Sam Strong was there, but he pushed off.
You'd expect better from Strong. Free header there. Good opportunity for him to be able to get on that.
Just to give you an idea of how thin OKC Energy FC are, the lineup that we were given is 3 subs.
3 subs, one's a goalkeeper.
It's been a long stretch for Steve Cook's side.
It's got to be hard work. And they're still in this. It's only 1-0. Only takes a set piece. Only takes a little bit of magic. I'd like to see him get a little bit more in the game now, Gordon. He's flitted in and out, but he's got to be on the ball. He's got to be getting at people, forcing mistakes, free kicks. Just get that little bit of momentum. It gives the team a lift. He wants to hit it, Garcia. You see it. He loves that switcher play.
And again, it's that possession from OKC Energy FC that isn't exactly purposeful.
Yeah. Fresno's not going to be worried about that.
Garcia bends one in. And Cochran runs straight into, I believe,
Harris.
No, it's Christian Ibiaga.
Ibiaga, sorry.
Ellis Hayden finding Qudus Lawal onside.
Oh, Lawal.
And Lawal skied it.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. Was there a chance of offside? I thought it was, but that finish there, he's got to put that away now. He's had 3 clear-cut chances, that one being the best of all. Lovely ball, great run. He steadies himself. He gets caught. He doesn't know whether to dink it over the keeper or maybe smash it. And he's done a little bit of both and got under it.
Now it's Deshaun Brown on the other end. Brown trying to go for a goal. It was a snapshot.
You've got to take those chances, Tyler. You've got to take them. Especially at 1-0, OKC's got that ability to be able to get back in. He'll know that, Smith. He'll know that. Another great opportunity. He does everything right, to be fair, but he just gets caught in 2 minds.
And it's always interesting because if you go for the dink and it comes off wrong, it looks terrible.
I agree. I think you can only go for the dink if the keeper's coming out quicker, right? And I think that's what caught him off guard. The keeper didn't really come flying out.
Well, Lorendi did a good job to stay big until the very last moment, so I think we need to give him some credit in that department.
And that's what goalkeepers are taught now, aren't they? Delay it, make yourself as big, make it as long as possibly can before you go down. You've done well there, but I think you put Michael Owen in that position and he's burying that bottom corner, left foot, boof.
Michael Owen, huh?
Yeah.
That's a throwback.
He can finish, even for a fast lad.
Yeah.
Boy can finish. Chip it, dink it, take it round.
I remember when I was really starting to get into European football, my grandma bought me a Michael Owen technical tape.
Ah.
It's beautiful.
Look at that ball again, offside, but it's okay dropping. If you're OKC, I understand you're getting pinned high. The outside backs are rolling up high. It's hard. You've got Pasulovic pressing in there. You've got Johnson coming inside. So they're pinning you. But you've got to get pressure on Kaffa. Kaffa's the one that pulls the strings, captain. Got to get some pressure on the ball, otherwise he will open you up.
Looks like we are going to have a substitution coming on soon. And it's going to be on the OKC Energy FC side of things. And it's going to be Kalaquera Okat. And it'll be Alexi Bassetti coming off. Okat is making his debut with OKC Energy FC. Well, have half an hour to prove himself.
That sums it up for me right there for Bassetti. When you're bringing him off, and he's your playmaker, and you're bringing him off with 30 minutes to go, you know you've not had a good day. And that's just the way it is sometimes. Couldn't get on the ball, couldn't get between the lines, found it difficult. No surprise when he comes off.
Kalaquera Okat.
Okat comes in now and makes a completely different game.
Ibiaga straight into the hands of Cochran. And he wants to go quickly on the other end. Kaffa. Pasulovic. The wall on the turn.
He's fast, he's sharp, isn't he? Just see that little there. There's so much to work with the young lad, isn't it? Great story about where he came from and how he's got to where he's got as well.
It just seems like, and it's a simple thing, and it's something that makes all of the great strikers great, but always knows what he's going to do with the ball before he gets it. Always.
And he's always looking to get something that's shot off. He's always looking to try and create a yard to be able to get a shot off.
And they're one and the same, right?
Yeah.
If you always want to get the shot off, you have to know what you want to do beforehand to get the shot off.
100%. See, that's a nothing ball. It's just floated up in there. You've got to drive that to the other side of the field or drive that into his chest. So he's got a chance. It's the only way when you're pinned up against him.
Kyle Highland, save from Cochran.
Good strike.
Callum Ross from distance. Pinballs around a bit, cleared away by Sam Strong. Qudus Lawal trying to get a touch to it. OKC Energy scrapping. Sulovic somehow escapes from Ibiaga, gets it right back.
That's the area right there. That's where they're struggling. Johnson comes in there so well. Ooh.
And Elijah Martin held up a bit. Both he and Gordon go down.
And that's frustration from Gordon because he's just had a moan up before because he's having to work back. And there he's got. The only good thing there, Martin's foot's in the air, because if his Martin foot's planted, he's in trouble. But he just gets his body across and leaves his foot in there, Martin. But so he's not actually planted on the floor. But Gordon looked like he's come off even worse. But again, he's having to be the one defending. That's not where he wants to be on the field. And it's because Johnson rolls inside, pulls the fullback out, and then Gordon's having to go in behind.
Fans, the half-off season
initially,
ticket package is
Alejandro
now available.
Aguilera did not
you can
call
watch
a foul.
All remaining Fresno FC USL home matches.
It's interesting.
For
Was it
half
outside the
price
box?
of
It's definitely a
full
foul.
season
It's
ticket.
whether
It was
it's a
outside of the
penalty
box.
or not.
Matches,
The
a
turf is
scarf,
kicked up
a season-long
at the
team
edge
store
of the
discount,
area.
starting at only
But that was a foul, right?
$125.
I thought
Stop
that
by
was
the
a foul,
courtesy booth behind
100%.
section
But he's not
121
given a foul.
tonight for more information.
That's launched from behind. In my eyes, and I love a good tackle. Don't get me
Trust
wrong.
me, I know you do.
But I thought that was a little bit over the top. But did he have to give a penalty if he give a foul?
No, it was outside of the area, I think. But I would even venture to say that that's a borderline yellow card.
100%. I thought.
What do we know? Callum Ross.
There it is. Ooh, really
good idea.
Lovely build-up play. Great intricate from Ross. Just give and go and carried on his run.
Put in the space for Kafa. Ibiaga might be able to get there. And it's good defending. It looked like last touch came off of Kafa.
He got the corner.
It should be a goal kick, and I believe it's going to be.
Kafa got put on the grass.
I love the gesture from Kafa. I love it.
Perfect.
It was a great tweet from Fresno. It was like the many faces of Juan Pablo Kafa throughout the game. One of them was him gesturing towards the referee like that. Another one was him in complete disbelief. Another one celebrating a goal. It was fantastic.
Great stuff. Just a little bit too high. They've tried that ball 3 or 4 times. We spoke about it. It's got to be driven. It's got to be driven. Ball's got to be pinged into that space.
Sulovic did well to get it down. Lawal lays it off for Juan Pablo Kafa. Now it's Ellis Hayden. He dinks it in. Moses. Doesn't seem like there's really been an adjustment from Steve Cook at halftime.
No.
Seeing more or less the same thing as Qudus Lawal gets stood up. It looked like a clean challenge, and it was from Atiba Harris, who's already sitting on a yellow card.
He had to get that right, Harris. Doesn't need to slow it down there, I think. So he's got to keep it going. Got to speed it up.
See Adam Smith at the bottom of your screen just a few seconds ago. He was upset with the fact that he didn't
slowed
turn.
it. Yeah, he was in. They broke him. That's their game at the moment. The game plan is transition. That's when they can catch OKC Energy out. And that was a prime example there to be able to go. And that's what's causing the problems. Look, Johnson in there. Basulovic in there. They're passing to each other narrow. Normally you see them a little bit wider. You see them going outside. But for this game, they've tucked inside. And that's what pulled all the bodies in and allowed the outside backs with Ellis Hayden, beg your pardon, and Martin gets so much of the ball in wide areas. It's been a real good game plan. And for this first 69 minutes, it's worked very well. And if Luau had his shooting boots, they'd be 2 or 3 up by now. It's hard for Brown. I find it's hard. He don't get much service in this game. He's not hasn't got much in there. He's having to drop deep, and when he does, he's dropping into bodies. Moses is right there, but his service has been starved into him.
Nobody from OKC Energy FC.
No.
Unless you're dropping back behind midfield, you're not getting the ball.
No, you're not. It comes to a certain point on the field here, and then it gets put on an angle or fairly direct, and it's difficult.
Kaffa wins it back for Fresno. Elijah Martin with some cute footwork.
They just can't break him down, can they? OKC at the minute, they can't break him down in attack. They get so far and they're just getting stifled.
Elijah Martin hoping to find Lawal. Cut out by Garcia, then Lawal with a crunching two-legged tackle. And now Lawal and Garcia going toe-to-toe.
Can't do that from behind. Comes round almost as a scissor. Look, you see, look, comes across there. Both feet off the floor. He's got away with that there for me.
Not only was the tackle itself a bit reckless, but he initiated the contact after the fact as well.
Yeah, give him a bump.
Highland. Harris gets a touch to it. Garcia trying to bend one in. Handled by Ellis Hayden. Lawal lays it off. Basulovic. This is great football from Fresno. Kaffa. Ellis Hayden now. And Christian Ibiaga with a terrific challenge to blow up the whole thing for Fresno.
Real quick counter-attack on it.
Here we go. Another
Very
corner
good.
Kick sponsored by Central Valley Toyota
I
Dealers.
love this from Kaffa. Look, just cuts it back in, slows it down, allows that to come, allows Ellis Hayden to come up there and
Another scoring opportunity.
Another centre back going to ground. They like to go to ground in the box when you play against OKC Energy. Got to be careful.
Let's go.
Here's Sam Strong. Lorendi couldn't quite hang on to it. Well done from Ellis Hayden.
Beautiful feet.
It just seems like Fresno is winning more or less every 1v1 battle on the field as well.
They just don't have answers at the minute for me, OKC Energy. They just don't have answers. They're completely controlling the tempo of the play. I think Fresno, when they're winning the ball now, they decided not to counter-attack, where 10 minutes ago they were counter-attacking, and I think they're in control of the game.
Jaime Chavez getting set to come on. We're being told that he's going to replace Qudis Lawal, and now Juan Pablo Caffa will have a very good look at goal from about 25 yards out on the right-hand side. Now everybody's friends.
Well, I was having a great battle there with Garcia. It's been going on for the last 2-3 minutes.
It's a 5-man wall for Cody Lorendi and OKC Energy FC. And Juan Pablo Caffa organizing his part of the wall, which involves Mickey Daly and Qudis Lawal. Now Rafa Garcia steps in. And all in all, there's 8 in the wall now, if I'm doing my math correctly. Juan Pablo Caffa. It's off his own player and Qudis Lawal, I believe.
Gets the wall in the face. That's a tough one.
We have a substitution for Fresno FC. Exiting the game, number 20, Qudis Lawal.
And Jaime Chavez is letting
on for the Zorros,
our 4th official know that Qudis Lawal is being taken off.
It looked like caught him in the jaw, and that's... See Caffa's left foot there as well.
Oh.
Okay, fans, it is now time to announce tonight's Chevron $50 gas card winner. And the winner is Omar Vargas. Congratulations, Omar. Not only do you won a $50 gas card, but also 4 VIP club tickets, a $250 Jalisco Jewelers gift certificate.
Oh, that's gonna sting.
Courtesy of Chevron. Please stop by the courtesy booth on the way out. Congratulations, our winner, Omar Vargas.
Well, congrats to Omar Vargas, who won the sweepstakes here at Chuck Chansey. Meanwhile, Kuramoto will make an appearance in the final 10 minutes or so.
Looks like he's coming on for Johnson.
Indeed he is. So a double switch from Adam Smith here in the 78th minute, just trying to inject some fresh legs. Fresh legs that Steve Cook is not exactly privy to, and Qudis Lawal will come off. And not a great night's work by a goal scorer of his caliber now, of his standards, but he did a lot of good things tonight.
I think once he's the type of lad at the minute with what he's got to offer. Look at his frame and the way that he's played. He's brought so much to the game. He hasn't scored, but I think once he starts scoring goals, I think he's going to be on. I think teams aren't going to be able to handle him. I think he's that good. I think he's got that much ability. Just his hold-up play, his strength, what he tries to do. We spoke about it before. Whenever he gets the ball, he tries to shoot. And I think that's a brilliant quality to have from a centre forward. And he'll be disappointed tonight. He's had 4 chances, 4 good chances as a centre forward. You'd think, if I get 4 of those chances in a game, I'm going to take 1. And albeit for me, I think the header was the one in the first half, was probably his best opportunity.
What about the slip ball through? The half dink,
yeah, no, maybe.
Shot.
I think the flight of that ball and the way that he jumped and the position that he has to be able to head that back across goal, he's just got to let that head hit him. And obviously jumped and landed.
The way that he jumped, or the fact that he jumped yesterday?
I think yes, he jumped and jumped, but...
Here's Gordon finding Brown.
Oh.
And it's in for OKC Energy FC. Totally against the run of play. Deshaun Brown once again, the savior for Steve Cook's side, out of nothing. It's been 80 minutes of nothing but Fresno. OKC Energy FC are level.
He's got to be happy, and we spoke about it. All those opportunities we was just talking about, centre forward that missed him, but that's a wonderful ball in from Gordon and a touch from Brown. And his reaction, look at that, gets it down, gets set, gets turned, gets hit. Nothing the goalkeeper can do about that. It's all about his touch, reaction, and finish, and that's a goal scorer there. You can hear head coach Brown. Sorry, beg your pardon. You can hear head coach Cook talking about, let's go and win the game now.
8th goal this season for Deshaun Brown in league play.
As much as Fresno's had the ball, and they've had those shots on goal, we spoke about the build-up. In this game, that's all it takes. It takes one of you to switch off, a ball out wide, so difficult to defend, great delivery, and then you've got a centre forward that just reacts as quick as he does with a touch and finish, and that's a great finish. I loved everything about that, because it's behind him, he's stretched, he's took it under control, he's set himself, and then he's pivoted and finished.
Cochran didn't move.
Didn't move. Great athleticism to actually get that strike off and control it that goes into it. And for me, Tyler, that's the difference right there. Centre forward, he ain't had many chances, Brown, but when he's took his one chance, he scored a massive goal. And then you look at Lawal, 4 chances. This game could be dead and buried, and you're now sitting at 1-1, and that's the difference in goal scorers.
In the last 3 games in which OKC Energy FC has scored, so this is obviously excluding their draw against Los Dos following the Open Cup game. Deshaun Brown has the game winner against Tampa Bay Rowdies in the 3rd round. He has the equalizer against New Mexico United late in the game, and now he has the equalizer against Fresno here in the final 10 minutes.
And I have no doubt in his mind that he's now got thinking, I can get the winner here. There's no doubt in my mind, and that goes to show, you know, as much as we felt Fresno was dominating them in possession and Belusevic coming inside with Johnson and causing him problems, OKC might have just gone into half-time and gone, you know what, all right, it's not quite worked, let's keep doing what we're doing.
Garcia. Given the lack of numbers and the amount of games that OKC Energy FC has played over the past couple of weeks, a point is as good as a win for Steve Cook at this point.
Do you know what, though?
You don't agree?
I don't agree. I think, don't matter. I wouldn't want there to be another player. I don't care if we've got no subs. I want to play every minute of every game, mate.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think those lads are thinking. There's times when they're going to get tired, and of course they need them. There's no doubt, and that's the manager's decision, and he needs subs. But if you're a player, you ain't going into this season thinking, oh, well, I'm going to play on Saturday, but I don't really want to play on Tuesday, but I'm going to play again. No, I want to play 50 games. I want to get my appearances up. I want to show that in 4 years I've played 200 games.
Here's Elijah Martin now. Fresno trying to rescue the 3 points that they thought that they had assuredly in the bag.
and you don't know those subs, you know, the subs that get made, you're bringing off 2 of your most attacking influential players because you're trying to shut up shop. And that's why it's always, you've got to have a contingency plan. Even when you do that to close it up, well, then what happens? What happens if they score?
Kaffa for Ellis Hayden. Trying to peel it back. Shouts for a handball from Juan Pablo Kaffa. But it's Rafa Garcia who comes away with it. Terrific sliding challenge from Mickey Daly. Here comes Fresno again. Elijah Martin now. Ellis Hayden from distance. And it had Laurenti interested.
He was scrambling, Laurenti, then, wasn't he?
It looks like it's going to be Bustamante coming on to replace Juan Pablo Kaffa.
Exiting the game, number 10, Juan Pablo Kaffa. Coming on for the Zorros, number 23, Renato.
So Kaffa, who obviously put his Argentinian stamp on this game a number of times, will come off here right around the 84-minute mark, and Bustamante will be looking to make a super sub-like impact. Certainly lose a bit of that delivery threat with Kaffa coming off the field. Two subs remaining for OKC Energy FC, but in reality, it's really just one. The other one of the 2 subs remaining, or available off the bench, I should say, is one goalkeeper, Brian Byers. Ellis Hayden looking dangerous again. Bustamante.
Gone scrappy. Hanging on now, aren't they? Just got to keep moving the ball. They'll get an opportunity. It's interesting there, you can hear Adam Smith telling them to get it forward. So he's going for the win. But you've got to get it forward with quality. You can't just be lumping it forward. At what point do you start throwing it in the box?
Everything else has been so successful for you this entire game. Do you want to completely get away from it and
No.
perhaps open up the door for OKC Energy FC to get out in the counter?
No. I just think you've got a chance of the ball in the box. Something's going to happen.
You do have a little bit of a bigger target in Jaime Chavez now, as opposed to Qudus Lawal. But you need the ball to be able to get there as OKC Energy FC turn over Fresno. Gordon was trying to go quickly, or Deshaun Brown.
You can hear him. Get in the box.
Elijah Martin now. Seth Moses. Closed down by Callum Ross. Kurimoto gets it right back from Basulovic.
Good defending there from OKC Energy. Good shape, being patient.
Martin helps it along for Basulovic again. He
That's
bends
a
it in.
penalty.
They're asking for a penalty.
Oh, he got pulled.
Jaime Chavez got completely ripped down.
Be interesting. They're grappling each other, there's no question about that, but just as there's some contact as he goes down. Look, comes in there, he has him. He has him, do you think?
It's a penalty for me.
It's a penalty for me, I think that. Just a little pull. In the current game, you can't put your hands up, right? You can't put yourself in that position.
Put it this way, I've seen penalties given for a lot less.
100%. And Chavez knows what he's doing there. But you got to know, you got to be experienced and not get yourself in that position as a centre back. If you're having to get your arms across and get your body in there and pull him down like that, then he's obviously got to run on you, or you're a little bit out of position. All about contact, all about feel, but that was a pull.
And Fresno concede a silly corner now in the 90th minute.
Put it in the box. Do you bring the goalkeeper up?
Sorry, what?
Do you bring the goalkeeper up?
If you're who?
If you're Fresno. Do you go for the win with the goalkeeper up?
No.
No?
What is this, a cup final? Even if it was.
3 points. A minute to spare. What's the chances that they're going to go down the other
I
end?
love your ambition. I love it. I'll play for you any day.
Aye. 3 points. You're at home. They're on the back of a bad... They need to get...
If they were fighting for their playoff lives and it was a matter of getting into the playoffs or not, I would say yes,
okay.
but...
Okay.
It's only June 8th.
That's true. Just asking a question.
Garcia. It's a good ball in. Gordon now. Trying to get it back on his left.
Good defending that.
Good play for Kurimoto, but Gordon able to clean it up. Ellis Hayden wins it back for Fresno. It's a clean challenge from Gordon.
Referee.
And then Okot's taken down.
Got to get hold of the game this last few minutes. Can't let that happen. Someone gets injured, that's a problem for me. My argument there is if you lose Anne, then someone's going to get annoyed, and the next challenge is going to be a silly challenge. He's left his feet there, right? The ball's from behind him.
Took a deflection off of Jaime Chavez, and another corner coming up for OKC Energy FC. If they were to steal these 3 points.
Now do you bring the keeper up?
Yes.
Didn't look like he touched it there for me. It looks like he got away with it. Big opportunity now, Garcia being in swing up. Got all about the delivery. You can see the bodies in there. It's all about your delivery. Put it back post and there's no one there.
Gordon thought about it from distance. Callum Ross back in with a good diagonal ball. But it's a push off on OKC. Sharovich.
Found him.
Gordon. And it was a good challenge in the end by Mickey Daly.
Great defending from Daly. It looked like the perfect weighted ball. It looked like Gordon just got his body in front of it. Great ball, love that ball, and Mickey Daly does very well. Luckily.
Elijah Martin now, back post.
Oh, he could have.
Ellis Hayden couldn't quite bring it down to get a shot on frame. Into the fourth and final minute of stoppage time.
Got to deliver.
He does. Ellis Hayden floats it in. And muscled away by the OKC Energy FC back line. Elijah Martin, final 15 seconds now. Kurimoto. Initial pass is cut out, back for Kurimoto once more. Now it's Moses.
Back post.
He lost it in. Lorendi off of his line.
Perfect. Look at Cook walking back, head coach. He was pointing back post, back post. There it is.
That's going to do it full time. A game that was completely and utterly dominated by the home side and the Fresno Foxes. A big embrace between Adam Smith and Steve Cook. It finishes a 1-1 draw. Jamal Johnson scored a goal in the 8th minute. Fresno had a number of chances to try to get a possible second or third, only to see that lone goal equalized by Deshaun Brown in the 79th minute. Jamal Johnson is your El Mexicano man of the match for his terrific strike in the 8th minute. But if you're Fresno, you have to feel gutted.
You're disappointed. And if you're Lawal, you're even more disappointed with 4 very good opportunities to finish the game off. And then, as you mentioned, for all of the possession Fresno had and opportunities and shots on goal, they come away with dropping 2 points for me at home.
That is now 4 competitions without a win. 4 games, excuse me, in all competitions without a win for the Fresno Foxes. And here's a look at our moment of the match, presented by McCarty Insurance. And what do you know? It's that strike.
It's just beautiful. I love the way he brings it down on his right foot across his body and then hits it with his left foot back across his body to the far net. And just a great strike.
4th goal of the season for Jamal Johnson, but it would not prove to be a game winner. Deshaun Brown in the 79th minute makes it 1-1, and that is how we finish. We'll be back in a moment to put a bow on it.
Stop by the courtesy booth on your way out behind section 121, or you can buy online at FresnoFC.com. We appreciate your attendance tonight, and hope you all have a wonderful evening. Please drive home safely.
Full time here at Chuck Chansey Park. Fresno and OKC Energy FC finish in a 1-1 draw. Adam Smith and Steve Cook duked it out for 90 minutes. It was a game that was dominated by Fresno in almost every facet. But in the end, Both teams able to score just one goal, and OKC Energy FC's came in the 79th minute. And we'll take a look at the save of the match brought to you by BMW Fresno. And it was CJ Cochran with a good-looking save on this good-looking strike from Kyle Highland.
Creates a space, Highland there, just gets on to his favoured left foot. And comfortable save for Cochran for me of his level and his quality, straight down the barrel, but gets it out into a nice little area where it doesn't get no rebounds coming back.
And here's our zoom image of the match, and it's the Foxes celebrating Jamal Johnson's stunning strike in the 8th minute, but those smiles would be short-lived as they would then grind out the next 69 minutes or so, only to see that goal equalized. And we'll take a look at how it all went down between these two clubs who are both sitting on 20 points entering the night, and now are on 21 points, and that's how Fresno got their goal. We've seen it once, we've seen it twice. Why not see it a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 17th time?
I think we're going to see that for the rest of this week, to be fair, because that's up there. Just the whole ability where it came out of his, drops it out of his foot, and great touch. And here you see, look at this, great little movement. Does everything right for me there. He's just going for that far letting. Again, his little touch back with his right foot, hits it on his left foot. Quality play. And he had a big part in it, all Martin as well. Up and down that left-hand side, he creates so much space for Johnson. He gives him so much ability and time to be able to come inside with his runs. And this lad on the other side, Ellis Hayden, really good ball, great movement. And Lawal's going to be disappointed. Didn't know whether he was going to chip that or bend it into the bottom corner. He gets got caught with it. Goalkeeper does well, stands up, but he's got to hit the target there. He's got to finish that. And here we see the goal. Gordon, brilliant, great touch. Comes into Brown, and I just love it. Look, touch, set, finish, hit. As quick as that. He knows everything about that, completely in control. Great ball. Steadies himself. Beautiful ball in and there. Look, touch, set, hit, and it's just a great finish. Goalkeeper's got no chance.
It was the Jamaican connection between Omar Gordon and Deshaun Brown, as Brown gets another massive goal for OKC Energy FC. That's now 3 goals in the last 4 games in all competitions. And here's a look at the statistics. Look at that from Fresno. The most appalling part isn't the 25-6 going across the screen. It's the number that's below the 25. Only 3 shots on target.
You know what? And if you look at the game in the week, they had 82% at passing accuracy with 18 crosses, but yet still struggling to get goals. And now you've got 25 shots and 3 on target, struggling to get goals. And that there can come back and haunt you as you start getting into the playoffs later on in the season.
So they follow up that loss against Colorado Springs Switchbacks with a draw against OKC Energy FC. It's certainly not a loss, but it will feel like it to some. It was physical, it was fun. At times, some people got in the way that you weren't expecting to get in the way. And for our entire crew, producer Wes Zintek, our director Jose Bueso, and of course our replay operator Manny Simone, and my main man and broadcast partner Sam Stockley, Tyler Terran saying so long for now. Final score, Fresno 1, OKC 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.